Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Armin J. Spirits around here. Give you a little speech on tonight. Um, I will talk about many issues, especially freedom of speech and Trump shutting down network. Now, this has been prolonged enough. Um, I will talk about freedom of speech, abortion, and the border with immigrant. So first let's talk about freedom of speech when speaking at the network. They should be able to speak unless it's a case that not have been spoken in public or secret information. Other than that, they should be able to have freedom of speech. You know, it's like if it's a case had been going on and it had not posted yet, you know, or if it's secret, anything that's secret and not supposed to be speaking in public, you know, then the network cannot speak on it, and then someone will have the right to say so. But if it's spoken out in public already and everyone is speaking on it, they should be able to speak on the network or any platform that they own if it's already being spoken public. Okay, so um, they should be able to speak, freedom of speech, be able to speak on without being removed from their position. Um, so former President Trump, are still dealing with 2020 election. Case alone, 37 count, taking unclassified document, conceal secret information. Now this is serious danger to the American. So now, they're trying to make sure all witnesses are protected. Because you remember last time I put that out, the witness was threatened on. You know, so if you are a danger to people, taking document and running for president, you will be dangerous to sit in position. So all criminal cases over the past few weeks that have rise, 2020 election, will make you ineligible to hold federal office. Ever again also will be disqualified. So also we're gonna talk about the 14th Amendment. So both challenges, argue that Trump would be ineligible to hold federal office again, under Section 3, of the 14th Amendment, a Constitution clause that says a candidate is disqualified if the person engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. So Mr. Jess Smith are still investigating this case. So Trump has stated, if you come after me, I will come for you. So that's not how a president should be talking to America. You're not, if the people, don't feel safe with the former president now, what you think they're going to do when he in seat? So he threatened people, sending all kind of messages, to people, and that's not how a president on seat supposed to be behaving. So Jack Smith also placed a gate order. A gate order is when a judge prohibits the attorney, parties, and witness in a pending lawsuit or criminal prosecution from talking about the case to the public. So get all the legal information institution. So this gonna go, now weeks ago, so weeks ago I did spoke on the First Amendment. So the First Amendment should be taken away. It should be taken away. You cannot talk about a case, to the public, especially secret legal information. So I request a gate order, to remain legal secret information, is not to be spoken to the public. So, former President Trump will be a danger to the American, because they have to really protect witness and anyone else from him, So, if they're trying to protect people from him, a former president that running for president again for 2024, you know, that is not gonna work out. So we're not supposed to be afraid, and get bodyguards, from the president, former president, so it will be in danger, so they have to protect people around him, you know, so how the American will feel safe with him and see, so he ineligible and he is disqualified to hold federal office. Anytime you have to protect people from around him because he threatened people, you come for me, he said, I'm going to come for you. That's not how a president's supposed to behave. You know, he ready to fight. So ineligible, to hold seat, federal seat, and disqualified to hold federal um, office. So let's talk about the abortion. I said I have a lot of issues for you tonight, so we're going to talk about the abortion. So let's talk about the abortion, making it legal. Safe and legal abortion. It's a woman human rights. A woman body. And they have the right to choose what to do. So in some states are legal to have abortion. So no states have yet enticed a law to ban this traveling. You know, but it had been attempted. So if some of the states are legal, you know, to have abortion, you know, you have the right to go to different states and get that procedure done. So you can travel whatever state abortion are legal, to have this procedure done. So I request that traveling, to have this procedure done across the nation to remain. Also request that restore the abortion legal, all across the nation. It's about time for the abortion, to be restored, to be legal, so they won't have to be traveling and trying to go all over states to try to have the procedure done when they can have the procedure done right in their own state. So let's restore this abortion legal rights, all across the nation. So they won't have to be traveling all across the nation to try to get the procedure done. They can have it done right in their state if we restore the abortion legal rights. Okay, so let's talk about the immigrant, the border. Um, we're gonna talk about the immigrant crossing the border illegal. So immigration need a plan for 2024. To secure, the border. So CBP, Custom and Border Protection. We have to expand legal pathway, policy with strict rules at the border. Immigrants are dying left and right, trying to cross the border. Getting dropped off in all kind of states, and they don't know where they're going or where they're being dropped off at. So all kind of stuff is going on, and we have to start paying attention to this border. So their children also is getting abused at the border. But this is like last month, August 13th, when I had put this out. So immigrant is crossing illegal, and we can't have them crossing illegal. When they come to the United States, they have to have all the information because they have to come to a state, they have to apply for food stamp, welfare, Section 8 for apartment, and they need information. So they cannot cross illegal without any kind of identification. So immigrant crossing illegal policy and security what we need at the border. So enforcement rules. We're still talking about immigrant. So all immigrants have to be legal before crossing the border. So one, before crossing the border, you need all your information. So two, meaning you're gonna need your ID or your green card. So your green card should have everything that you have on your ID. So three, no unaccompanied alone at the border. Meaning you can't leave no children at the border because they say your children was getting a sexual abuse because a lot of parents were just leaving them there. They didn't, just letting them cross over. So you can't do that no more. You can't leave your child alone. They have to be with an adult to cross over the border. And I request that no one let children at the border by themselves trying to cross over. They need to be with their parents. So for immigrant in retro, you have to apply for, I don't even know if they still have asylum. I will have to pull it up, you know, but to save the traffic at the border, try to apply for asylum online or either call, so trying to make sure all immigrants are legal before crossing the United States. So I request a bill of policy for the border, a legal pathway at the border. And I would have to come there myself because they say they need a new pathway for them to cross over because they died, trying to cross over the border. So they need a new pathway to have to get over on the side, to get to the border. So they need another plan. So that's something I will have to try to do next, or try to have um, a new pathway for them to cross over. Because a lot of them is dying trying to cross over. But they got the big wall up there. They have a long way to go, to get to the border. So we talk about the speech on freedom of speech. We talked about the abortion. You know, um, we talked about abortion, making it restore. Making it legal. And we talked about the border just now. You know, they have to cross. They have to have all the information to cross over. And we talk about freedom of speech. A lot of them were speaking on the network, on their platform, and got called because it was, speaking negative towards Trump, and was trying to have them removed from their position, So only way I say they should be removed if they're speaking of something that has not been spoken to the public. If they're speaking of something that everyone else is speaking on and it's public, they have the right to speak on it. They don't have the right to be removed from their position if they're speaking on something that everyone else is speaking on. Now you're speaking on a private case or something that have not been posted, then you cannot speak on it. But if it's something everyone else is speaking on and it's public, they have the right to speak on it, and not be moved from their position. So we also talk about the classified document, being concealed, being seen, and you're not supposed to be seen to anyone else. It's a secret information. So it's a serious danger, to the American, for the document to be, first of all, it was not supposed to be taken and bring home, not to be shown to no one. This is classified document, so we talked about that. We also talk about Jack Smith. He also investigating this case. Still investigating 2020 election. Will make former President Trump to be illegal to hold any federal office. Ever again. And also he will be disqualified. So we did talk about the 14th Amendment for disqualification. We have Jack Smith. He placed a gay order. You know, um, for First Amendment. Not to speak on the case public. He can't speak on no case public. You can't be in a meeting and speak on anything public. You know, so legal information institution. So we also talk about the First Amendment of freedom of speech. You know, but you cannot speak um, secret information, legal. You can't speak on that public. And you can't use the First Amendment to speak on that public. So former president would be in danger to America, and they have to protect the people around him. So if they got to protect the people around him, he would be a danger sitting in the White House. So he'll be illegal, and he disqualified to hold any federal office. So we talk about the abortion that's restored. You know, restore the abortion legal rights. All across the nation. Because you have, it's legal in some states, so you have some women, traveling, going to different states to have this procedure done. When I'm trying to make it restore the legal pathway for abortion, where they can have the procedure done right in their own state. So we talk about the abortion, and we also talk about the immigrant. They're dying, and they're also crossing over illegal. And I had talked about, they need all the information. They need an ID or their green card. You can't leave no children at the border. You know, immigrant and renter, to have the assembly. They have to apply online and either call if they still have the program going on. So just trying to make immigrant, legal before crossing to the United States. Also have requested this bill of policy, for the border to take place. Legal pathway at the border. So that's all the speech I have for you on tonight. Y'all have a blessed and safe night. And I keep on update with you. So time 2024 get here. You should have all these policies and everything done for next year. And I'm gonna also try to have a new pathway, for the border, before 2024. So that's all I have for you today. Y'all have a blessed, safe night, and see y'all in the next video.